crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how to make this slanted fold card. I've used the Perennial Lavender? Yes it is, Perennial Lavender Designer Series Paper for this one. And I did want to do this for the video, but it took so long, it was a bit fiddly getting all these little bits done and getting the glue and the backs in the right places. So I've sorted out another design that I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one for you. I will put photographs of this one on my blog, so if you want to follow what I've done, and I will list out the products that I've used for it. But this one, as you know, I have used this an awful lot, and I just think the Designer Series paper, the stamps, everything about this is such a beautiful set. I'm going to do a berry burst design. This is Petunia Pop, and I do have one more card that I'll show you towards the end. So I'll start off with the card pieces that we're going to be needing, and I'm going to be giving you inches for A4 cardstock users. In the box below I will put the measurements, the A4 inches and centimetres, and I'm going to try and work out the American inches size as well. The biggest challenge that I had was getting these panels of the Designer Series paper so they sloped at the right angle, so it fitted in nicely, which I've done, and I'm hoping that that's going to be quite easy for me to transfer it over to American sizes, but until I've given it a try, I don't know. As you know, I do my best, and I won't let you down this time either. So you start off with a card base, basic white, which measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8. That says, where's my pen gone? Here we go. That says folded at 8 1/8. It should be 4. Let's put that again. Okay, yep, you can see that. And then you will need 3 pieces, which I call middle layers, and they should all measure 5 1/2 inches by 3 7/8 inches. As I say, this is berry burst. And then you need 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. Now I am doing mine with different designs. Like this one, I've got a design on the front, which is this one, and then this design I've used here, and I'll be doing the same with this one, and the one at the back happens to be the same as that as well, because the colours just go really brilliantly with each other. Okay, so with these, they should all be the same size, and that's 5 3/8 inches by 3 3/4 inches. If you follow the way that I've done this, you'll need one of design 1, and I call that 1 because that's on the front of the card, so that's the main one. This is design 2, and you need 2 pieces. And then you need a Beauty Burst piece of cardstock, which is 8 inches by 5 inches. Just double checking that into middle by 5 1/2. Yes, by 5 1/2. I have to say I've been under a lot of pressure this week, and as I say, this bit has been a real challenge, so forgive me for my mistakes. At least I pick them up before you cut any your cardstock. So it's 8 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And then you need a piece of your design 1 Designer Series paper, and that should measure 8 inches by 4 3/8 inches. 8 inches by 4 3/8. Yep, that's correct. And then I've done these ahead of time to save myself a bit of time. And I'll show you where everything is coming from. The dies are from this set, which is Nested Essentials, and they are standalone dies. There was no stamp set to go with these, so that's what the designs are that they come up with. And on this card I'm actually using the pennants, like the flags, and it was dies number 3 and 4. I always start counting from this in smallest die. Smaller the die, smaller the number. Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the ones I use. And for other cards, this one, if I know, let's go back to this one. Yep. I use this one, and these are dies 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, this is more information that I will put in the box below. The sentiments. First of all, wishing you all the happiness in the world. That comes from Translucent Florals, which also comes with a set of dies. I'm not sure that this comes as a bundle. I think this was brought forward from last year, but do double check on that. If it's available as a bundle, it'll be listed below my video as a bundle. And then wishing you, this is from the Sketch Butterflies stamp set, this one. And the butterflies that I've been using are these, die cut these ones. I have to say, because I don't have a huge amount of different stamp sets and dies like I did before I was ill, I'm having to really have a good look at all my dies, and I'm making a lot more out of them. They're much better value for me, although it is a struggle, which I'm getting a bit fed up with, and I've got about another 5 stamp sets on the way, and I've got 2 new ones sitting over there as well, so hopefully it won't be so frustrating for me. Now the flowers that I'm using on this card are from Flowers of Beauty, that's that, and I'm using the leaves, which is that and that, and these are the dies, that and that, that's right. So did I forget to bring some? I forgot to bring the lavender ones over, didn't I? Never mind. I will list the details of that one on my blog. So what I've done is one stamp set I've used, one card rather I've used, I'm using the 2 pennants. This one I used 1 pennant and 1 oval, and this one I've used the 2, not ovals, oblongs. I've used 2 oblongs. Okay, so it's just giving you different ways that you can do this. Right, let's get started. So I have my card here, and I have my 3 innards, which I'm just going to sellotape, stick in place. And while I'm doing that, I will just quickly tell you I had a hospital appointment again this week for my quarterly checkup. Good news and not quite such good news. Good news is my scans are showing that I'm in remission. There is absolutely no sign of cancer anywhere. Not so good news is my tumour markers are going up, and this is something for you that don't know about these things, who hopefully delightfully in bliss don't know about cancer and blood tests and chemotherapy and all that, which is what I was like before it happened to me. Tumour markers they pick up from the blood tests that they do, and my tumour markers are just going up and up and up, which is indicating that there is something wrong, but it can't be picked up on CT scans nor PET scans, so I'm going to have another scan hopefully within the next 2 weeks and see where we go from there. I feel very well in myself. I still don't have as much energy as I used to have. I'm not losing weight, don't have any symptoms of anything, so my faith is still in God. I know He's looking after me, keeping me safe. Okay, so there we go, there's those 3 done. So now I'm going to do the slanted fold that goes in here, and this is your piece that measures 8 by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to get my trimmer over. Right, if I put it there, I know what I need to do first, right. On this piece, you need to measure an inch down from the top right hand side and an inch up from the bottom left hand side. So can you see the, oh, you can't see the end of my, oh, I think you can see the end of it. So I'm going to, that's 5.5, so I'm putting them up where 4.5 is. And because I want the other one down here, I'm going to turn this around and do it this way. That's 4.5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice from that pencil mark down to that pencil mark. And let's make sure I've got all of my paper in view. So I'm going to take that one up there. You can't see that bit, but you can see that. Right, okay. I was looking at the screen then just to see what you could see. I move the top one over, that's in the cutting track. Bottom one in the cutting track. Check the top, yes, that's still alright. Don't allow that to move. And then slice. Now if that's correct, you will have enough pieces there to do 2 cards. Okay. Next, what we need to do is to score this at 246. Yeah, 246. So each of these panels is 2 inches. So this is 2, 4, and 6. Let's move that out of the way for a moment and get my bone folder. Now this largest piece is going to be adhered inside the card, so these are going to be folded like this. And there is no reason actually why you couldn't do this so your slope went that way. I can't change my mind now because of the Designer Series paper. So let's make sure we give this a good crease. Make sure it's all lining up nice and straight. And then this one. And this one. The expression I was trying to think of was blissfully unaware. Right, now, oh that's right, it's going to go in like that. Okay, so that's that bit. So the next bit we need to do, and this is the bit that gave me a real headache. This is the one that we need to cut to get to go on here, and I struggled with trying to get that angle correct. But I think I've done it now. I was also at the same time trying to make sure that I wasn't creating too much of a waste of paper. Now when you cut this, you need to make sure that this is horizontal, okay, because it's going to be coming across your card that way. And what we need to do is, and I've got my instructions here, and I've got this here that I'm double checking on. So this is, and don't take any notice of the writing on here because I've still got 4 1/4 on there, but it is actually 4 3/8. Because I've been through this so many times, I'm getting so confused. In fact, let's do this one. I know this one is right. Well, they're all right actually. But let's see what this was. Yes, 4 1/4. So on this one, we're going to mark this on this side, bottom left-hand side, and we need to mark it 7/8 of an inch up. So I'm going to turn that round so that I can use my measure on my pad, and I'm going to use a nice fine pencil. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's measuring it at 4.5, 3.5, not 4.5. No, yes, that's right, that's right. Yes, you've got to measure 7/8 of an inch up there, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut from this corner. As I say, this is because I've tried not to waste paper from up here, so you didn't, if I'd done the full size, you'd have to have wasted like an inch up there. But we're going to cut from there down to that mark there. Let's see if I can keep you in the screen. Yes. Right, so it's going to go from that one down to this pencil mark. Right, so the pencil mark is in there. And that is in there. Don't allow anything to move. There we go. So that is waste. It would have been like another an inch on top of that. But fortunately I always keep my computer paper that I don't use so that I can use it as test pieces, and that's how I test my American sizes as well. Right, so what we're going to do now, bring this down, is effectively we're going to cut the line there, and I'm going to say it's 1 7/8, and then we're going to cut at 1/8. So that bit in the middle is going to get thrown away. So I'm going to line this one up at 1 7/8. Okay, so that'll be coming like that. Now I'm moving over to cut off 1/8, and 1/8 is that first black line on the inches side. Now this is a little bit awkward to do it like this, but just make sure you hold your paper firm. Obviously we can't put it up like that, that wouldn't work. We can do it down here, which I have been doing, but it's up to you to find out which you find most comfortable. And I still get pieces of paper stuck in there, so that's rubbish. So I've done one, and I've taken off the 1/8, so now we go back to 1 7/8 again. So each of these strips is going to be 1 7/8 inches. That'll be that one. Now I'm going to get rid of 1/8. Just keep making sure your paper is pushed right up to the top, and once it's there, hold it. If you're like me, it feels very strange trying to work things left-handed. Oh, there you went. So then we've got another 1 7/8. That one's going to go there. And then again up to 1/8. Yep, that's right. So we're just going to remove 1/8, which is that first line there. Make sure it's all up to the barrier there, and then cut off that one. Okay, so these are the pieces I'm throwing away. Alright. Now for the last piece to be cut, when you check it, you might find that it is still a bit too wide. I think that has something to do with the fact that we've got folds in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take off another 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, that should be right. In fact, I'll tell you how much I'm going to do to be precise. I'm going to take off the difference. In fact, I can do it this way. It's easier to show you if it's upside down. Otherwise, it's just the same colour on top. Can you see the little bit of pink showing through from the orange. That's what I'm going to cut off. And I don't think that that is going to be actually 1/8 of an inch. No, it isn't. So what I'm doing is this brown line on this side of the cutting track, I am lining my straight, making sure that's up against barrier, and then just make sure that I can see a little bit of that brown line underneath. And I'm going to cut that off. And all I've cut off is that thin little strip like that. Okay, that's, I'm not sure that's even 1/16 of an inch. Don't think we've got 1/16 on here, have we? Yeah, that's 1/16. No, that's not even 1/16 of an inch, but as you'll see, that will fit in there a lot better. Okay, so yep, I'm happy with that. So now we can start putting this together. The important thing about this part, don't worry too much about how close each column is to each other, as in down these lines. Make sure that you get the same gap going down there, the same gap going along there. Okay, so you can either start with the biggest one or the smallest one, your choice. That looks about right. Oh, have I lost one? Oh no, here it is. Panic. Okay, so now I'm trying to make sure the gap that I've got above that one, I'm going to have above here. And the same down here. Now that one is a bit, I'm pulling this down so that the gap here is about the same, because I'm going to be putting my flowers on those. So the gap isn't going to be quite so obvious. Again, watch out for the bottom one first, and then try and get your top one the same. There we go. That's it, that's good. I did see somebody do a, I think they call them reels, don't they, like a couple minutes long, and she was showing how to do this, but when she did the bit about measuring these, there weren't any measurements or anything like that given. There we go. So that's that. Now here's my card. We're going to pop this inside here. So this berry burst line should line up somewhere along that berry burst. And what you need to watch for is to make sure that this bottom line on the fancy fold part lines up with the bottom bit there, and you may find that this one might be higher than that one, or that one might be higher than that one, but you can use this to straighten it out, and you'll find that will come up to the end there, and that one will come up to the end there. Alright, there really is a lot of precision going in here. So this one, put that one down first. I'm going to put glue on here. And then I'm going to put glue on this one. And I'm going to bring this one down first. And then I'm going to bring this one down. because it's Tombow, I've got a little bit of wiggle room there. So if I was uneven there, yep, that looks it. That now looks the same. So what's going on behind, if I'd made a mistake, it wouldn't really matter. But make sure that that is nice and flat. So when you close your card, it comes up like that. All right, nice and easy. So to decorate, that one I'm going to put inside. This one's coming on top. So I'm going to use some dimensionals for this. Plenty of room to write your greeting and everything on the back of these, because I'm leaving it plain. It always looks nice if you do something fancy for the back, but it's not often I do that. Let's just pop this one up. Yes, that's good. And I'm going to do one flower on here. I think I'm going to do that there. Butterflies have all been made, so that can go on there. So I think I need one dimensional on this end. I think I'll use, should I use a big one? Yeah, I'll use a big one. And then that can go like that. So what's happening is the dimensional is on the bottom bit there, and the leaf is just sitting on this bit. It isn't glued. And then my flower, I'm going to put about there. So I'm going to put a couple of large dimensionals on the bottom. Oh, what's the bottom? That. And that. And I might just put a little bit of glue on top of it. There we go. That's it. So my dimensionals are down here. There's one there, and the glue is there. Did I come up a bit? Yes, I have come up a little bit. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. That's fine. It's 3D, so that's good. I'm going to put some of the brushed brass butterfly. Little, I don't know what they could do. I'm not sure they've actually got a proper name, but they are brushed brass butterflies. Where did I put you around that way? It looks so different because it's the pennant rather than the oblong. Right, let's just have the little baby here as well. And we have one of my butterflies. And I've got some leftover, did have leftover gold pearls from a long time ago. These at one time they were available as you got one sheet of gold and one sheet of silver, and I thought if I put gold pearls there it ties in the gold that's up there. Okay, so that's good. There's the front of my card done. Now when you're decorating the back, it's important to remember to make sure that nothing is interfering with anything else as you're closing it. Let's put this one in first. Just get that out so I can see what I've done previously. Okay. Let's get my flowers. I haven't actually put the leaves on them yet. 4 inside. Oh, that's right, yep. And I've got 3 more butterflies as well. So what I did for this, one of them, with this one here, I put this too close to this one, and as it was opening and closing, I think the leaves were further over, so it was catching on there. So when you've got something put down, just check that it's all working okay. Right, now my first flower, I'm going to have like that, and like that. And you also want to make sure that you're not having anything hanging over there. Now with this one, you could actually put glue all over it. I don't. I just put glue on the back of this that's going to go onto this bit, because there is a little bit of a dip there. I just put enough to make sure the leaves don't move. Yep, that's about right. And then there was another one. I just trying to make the leaves go in a different position each time. This one can come down more, I think, but make sure that it's not going to get caught when you're closing like that. Okay, so we do these sideways. Then glue on the bottom bit. I don't know whether I was going off the screen there, was I? I'll try and pay a bit more attention to that. Right. So now this one. So I don't have to worry about whether it's going to affect that one, because obviously it comes up and away. But I need to be careful of that one. Does it get closed in there? Nope, that's all right. And the next one, I did the leaves coming in this direction. This is a useful thing about making an identical card beforehand, in as much as I don't have to sit here agonising about where I want to put the leaves and everything. Okay, so bottom half of that. Some on the leaves, some on the flower. That one's catching a bit. Which is just well for me not having put glue on the back of the leaves too far. Right, we've got to get you over, haven't we? Pretty determined. Oh, the other one I can see I did the leaves a lot higher. Just make sure I haven't got any glue coming down, so it's going to stick my folds down. Right, can you go there? I've obviously stuck the leaves too, I've spread it out too far. As you remember, with all our cutting, each of these is 1 7/8 inches wide. And that doesn't matter if it does stick down on the back there, because that's not moving. Right, let's try and be a bit more careful with this one. Right, I want the leaves to go up somehow. I think I laid them down too much on that one. Let's see if I'm right. We do this one up. That should be a lot better. Oh. Don't put the glue on the flower part. A little bit of glue on the leaf. Yeah, that's right. Obviously, you're not getting stuck again, are you? Let's try that. Oh, goodness me. Not doing too well here, am I? There we go. That's a lot better. Right, so you can see why you have to be very careful on how you're putting these things. So now I'm going to do my butterflies. I did think I would do one that came across the fold there, because as the card folds, it would fold, but I found that it stayed folded once the card was opened again. So that was not a good idea. Another one. I would like to have a stamp set that's got a nice little bow in it, rather, because I think that would look really nice with a bow. I'm going to have to go have a look through all my sets, see if I can find something. There we go. I don't put things like pearls on my inside things. But there we go, that's today's card. Quite easy, nice and easy to put together. It was just a huge challenge trying to make sure that I got all the slanted bit right, so it fitted in. But it was worth it. I'm pleased I persevered with it. Kept me out of some mischief this week. So that's one card. I've got one more to show you that I did originally. And that's this one. I made a Christmas card. Let's move these out because it does distract, doesn't it? Okay, that one. As you open it up. Now what I did with this one, I'll show you the sheet of Designer Series paper I use, and it was from Winter Meadow, which is the annual catalogue, I believe. And this was a design, but I really didn't want to do black, grey, white. So what I did was I used one of my blending brushes with old olive, and I just went around very roughly, but I left the reindeer, I didn't do them, so they stayed white. And I used the same part of the Design Series paper, the other half, obviously, you know, I used this one mainly for the 3 bits there, there and there. And then I used the other half to have the same design at the back. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you can. Okay. And I was really quite pleased with that. I've forgotten what set that came from. Again, I'll put that on my blog, say which sets it was. So there we go, that's today's card. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I've featured here, nothing retired here, I don't think. Oh, apart from those gold thingies. Otherwise, it's all current products. There'll be a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop in the box below the video. And if you do shop with me, please remember to quote the September Hostess code, so that when I send you your handmade thank you gift and handmade thank you card, I can also include a free product for you. However, if your order is a big order and it goes over £150, don't use the code, because your order will earn your own stamping reward, so you can choose what freebie you want to go with your order. I think that's probably about it. If you've enjoyed my video and you haven't already done so, please like the video and click the support button, subscribe button, same thing, subscribe button, and also click on the bell icon by side so that you get an email each time I do upload another video. In the meantime, have a great couple of weeks and take care. Happy crafting. Cheerio.